Hello, everyone. Welcome to class 27. Om Shangal Mahasamanyam Swaha. While all of you connect, we're going to think about ourselves and what we want from the world. Think about ourselves and what do we want from the world. If you have anything specific, that's okay. If you don't have anything specific, I think this is what I want. Yeah, this is what I want you to contemplate. The fact that we want things from the world in general. Yeah, that's better. So, what's my relationship with the world? And what is this feeling of I want something for myself? Just to identify it. It's not a greedy thing necessarily. Could be, but not necessarily. It could be honest, just we want something from the world. So identify this feeling like, yeah, I want something. Total satisfaction is a freedom from this feeling of wanting something. Not obvious to achieve, but it's possible. Did you have a nice week? Was it erratic? Because my week was erratic, like last week's class. All good things. So the concept of Janahari, just thing will happen correctly as they go. That was nice. Now this week we practice Shamgal again, that we've done 2 weeks ago. Shamgal, the favorable incarnation. Some believe it means to have a good reincarnation later, but we're talking always about the present. Okay. So Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Shamgal is again a favorable incarnation, like 2 weeks ago. So we want with Shamgal to incarnate the energies, the consciousness, the gods, the angels, everything. The Chinese text promises that through this practice, we will call to our life the influence of the gods. So Shamgal, to have a favorable incarnation. What is then the word Mahasamanyam? There's a Maha. Saman is, Samanya is possibility. Samanyam is the possibilities. The broadest possible possibilities, maybe the greatest also. Mahasamanyam is an availability that everything is possible. But like really serious, everything is possible. Okay. And there's I was gonna say 2, but let's say 3 ways to live Mahasamanyam. Okay. There's the worst negative way, which is Murphy's laws. If something could go wrong, it will. That is quite negative. That's almost like wishing for bad things to happen, if you think like that. The truth about wisdom and prudence is that if something can go wrong, It could, but maybe not. Also, just be objective. So are you the Murphy's Law kind of person that thinks if something could go wrong, it definitely will? And basically you're wishing for negativity inside because you're so used to bad luck. So it's important to look at your attitude to see if you're stuck with Murphy's laws, if it's part of your belief, okay? Because the truth is, if something can go wrong, it might, but it might not. It's not an obligation, okay? And that's a better attitude. So, Mahasamanyam, Samanyam. Just making sure if I have the good M. Mahasamanyam, yeah. Because with all these words that we don't use often, one letter left and right, and it's not the same word. The second possibility of Mahasamanyam is, anything can happen, like whatever. And it is like careless, disinterested, detached. It's not that bad. It can be good, but it is also not the best application of Mahasamanyam. To just think, whatever happens, and basically disengage ourselves from any kind of manifestation. We just accept whatever will happen. Maybe it's a practice of detachment. I like the third interpretation of Mahasamanyam is everything can happen. I have no limits. And I don't control what will happen, but a lot of good can happen. The beliefs inside that says, I can't do this, or that will never happen, Mahasamanyam frees us from the negative beliefs that we can't, or that it's not possible. Okay? And that is the proper application of Mahasamanyam. If you accept the literal meaning, the greatest possibilities, the greatest or the broadest range of possibilities, it means that every negative thought you have that says that can't be, out of belief, trauma, conditioning, Mahasamanyam eradicates that to open yourself to the possibilities. Okay? So it's a constructive word. And it's a way to say, I'm open to these possibilities. And hopefully we're talking about blessings and not accidents. Okay? Now, Shamgal makes the Mahasamanyam positive. Shamgal, favorable incarnation, like the beautiful, the favorable, the most beneficial consciousness that incarnates all possibilities. Everything can happen. Combined with the Shamgal, keeps it as a positive. It cannot be Murphy's Law's interpretation or complete indifference. The Shamgal makes sure that we interpret Mahasamanyam as everything possible, beautiful can happen. So much great things can come. Okay? And it opens us to that possibilities, and it encourages its manifestation. Let's say I had a reflex of being afraid of physical pain. That's a true story of me not so long ago. I don't want to walk for many hours because I know something in my right foot is not right. In the past I had a back problem, now it's good, but I'm afraid that physical problems could arise. So instead of walking as much as my body can comfortably, I automatically went less. Like, oh, I can't walk that much. But that's not true. I can walk a lot. But I said to myself that I can't. Actually, because I don't want to get to the point where I will be sore or I will have an inflation in the foot, because that's actually a extremely small handicap. The way my foot is shaped, it's more than flat foot. Something is twisted, so it could get problematic. But instead, like this week, I walked more than I ever did in the last 4 years, in a row, I mean. And what I did is, I'll see when my body tells me that I can't walk anymore, or that I should now be careful, instead of saying, oh, I can't walk that much, and do basically a third of what is possible. Because the result is I was doing less exercise, and it was not beneficial for my body. Now I moved, and I don't feel a problematic pain. I feel a tad sore in my body, like a good sore, like the muscles are getting stronger and I'm getting better. So that's a way that I can say that I've applied this week the Mahasamanyam in a positive way. I've been open to the possibilities of how much I can walk for many hours in a row, because I was visiting, an old city, and I wanted to enjoy it. So instead of being limited to how much I can enjoy myself and how much exercise I can give my body for my health, I went for it. And when my body told me, hey, right foot starts to feel sore, if you keep going, it's going to be pain. Then I stopped. I waited for the signal. Okay, so that's just one example. It's extremely soft. It's really not a big example, but it's an idea, of giving myself the opportunity, while being prudent, of how much good I can do to myself. In this case, exercise. Okay. It's a good example, Lakshmi says. Thank you, Lakshmi. So, considering that we are positively charging, everything is possible. Shamgal Mahasamanyam. Swaha. Swaha is also a reverent way. It's not the humpat that seizes us by surprise, or that is very strong. It's the swaha of letting go, letting ourselves go into that flow. Okay. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. The mudra, simple and elegant. Extend the pinky. This is my left hand. Remember the Facebook photo flip? This is my left hand, thumb and pinky extended, and the middle finger will elegantly grab. So you're grabbing a conch shell, in this case that is in the form of a trumpet, with lots of shades of colors. Okay, so, and you end up with this mudra like this. Okay, elegantly grabbing the thing with the pinky extended. The conch shell is a trumpet. It's a shell from the sea that you can, some people learn to play it. Okay, and this one is not that big. It's not a huge thing. It's a little thing that you can, I don't know how to play it. I've never seen it played. And, but it's traditional Hindu system. The conch shell emits the sound. In this case, the conch shell has every color, like variations of color. So many possibilities. And the conch shell is a symbol of the sound of Dharma that resonates and affects us. So that's the mudra we're doing, like the Dharma resonates. And it is multicolor because it has all possibilities taken from the mantra. Okay, so this is the mudra. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Open to all possibilities. You will do personal growth about it later. You should look if you have Murphy's laws very negatively empowered inside you. Like, if some shit can go wrong, it will, because it's always shit. And, you know, all this negativity that you keep nourishing. Yes, if something can go wrong, there's a possibility that it could, but also a high possibility that it won't. So just be objective about it, okay? And try to get rid of this negative instinct like shit always happens. Get rid of that. If shit happens, you'll see it when it happens and you'll manage it the best you can. Or you won't if you can't. It's life. Also be careful not to be indifferent, like whatever happens, I don't care. In this case, the feeling is a rejoicing that things can happen beyond my expectations. It is not a surprising home path, but it can be a surprising swaha, like a letting go into, oh, this happened in the end, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. And that's the feeling we want to manifest in ourselves and in our life. That the sound of Dharma we resonate is, I embrace all the beneficial possibilities that can manifest. Let's make a relationship with the previous mantra, which was about synchronicity and not being in control and being free from illusions, free from the dreams. In this case, for example, Murphy's Law is an illusion. It's a conditioning we have to be negative. So Janahare, you're completely free of the possible illusions. And now that we are from last week, we are free from the illusions and we're available to any kind of manifestation. We're calling for the incarnation, Shamgal, of all the possibilities, of the best possibilities. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. The personal growth that you'll do later could be hindered by trauma. If you've been beaten into your mind or your heart or your body, if you're really that unlucky, of a specific pattern that you're stuck in life. Now, you know, these patterns we just keep repeating because we're stuck with them. Conditioning by education, by trauma, violence, at any level. You'll see that there will be a little fight in there. But the mantra and the practice of that seal number 27, makes you want to condition yourself now that everything beautiful is possible. Of course, life is life and more shit will happen. I mean, more happiness and more suffering will happen. Pleasure and pain. Yeah, it's life, okay? The practice opens you. It conditions you to this positivity, to be open and available. Last week, detachment, like the process of last week was, you know, you let it happen. You let it flow, synchronicity and freedom from illusion. Things will happen how they can, the most favorable we can think of. Now we are reinforcing that positivity. Okay. We're going to do a mala of this one this week, because it's not a hard energy to digest, and it's about conditioning yourself, bringing back this feeling, belief, if that's what you want, that everything good can happen. Okay? So we want to focus on that. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. 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 Shamgal Samasaha. Om Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. 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 Shamgal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om 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 Sham Gal 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 Mahasamanyam Swaha. Gal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Om Sham 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 Gal Mahasamanyam Swaha. Good. Refreshing energy. That's how I feel it. Very nice. So full mantra together to empower this openness to everything beautiful can happen. A last comment I want to do about this practice is pay attention when you judge manifestations, the blessings in disguise. It's a touchy topic, it's a touchy subject. Many things happen in our life that are blessings, but we only find out moments or years after. But if we preemptively say it's a blessing in disguise, only beautiful things happen. You know the New Age way, like, oh, everything is a blessing. The thing is, it makes you naive. Okay? Like, it's always a blessing in disguise. And no, sometimes it's bad shit and you have to be responsible of it. Okay? So it's good to be open to possibilities and to be open that apparent problems are liberations from something greater. But at the same time, have the discernment to be responsible of these problems and manage them the best you can. So you won't be naive and basically let bad shit happen because they might be blessings in disguise. That's a good way to just deny responsibility and not focus on prudence and justice. Okay? So be careful with this kind of nonchalant, whatever happens, happens. Still focus to manifest the good things by working for it. Positively aiming for it, doing actions to get these beautiful events in your life. And, you know, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Une benediction déguisée. Una bendición en disfrazo. I don't know if it exists. Doesn't matter. The translators will take care of it. Be responsible. Okay, we're talking about manifestation, so be responsible. Stay positive. Don't hide from the negative. Or don't hide the negative. Don't lie to yourself. You know, it's all this kind of responsible approach that is important to do, okay? To be naive, when we're really naive, well, it happens. Sometimes we just don't have enough life experience to know. But to be naive purposely, it's not naive, it's denial. Okay, it's irresponsible. So, yeah, keep this in mind. The biggest thing to integrate or resolve on this, about this seal, is your Murphy's beliefs, the Murphy's law, okay? To be programmed, always shit happens to me. And if something can go wrong, it will. Be prudent enough to pad for possibilities. And be constructive enough and responsible enough to wish and work for the best. when you practice this mantra, Shamgal will bring you good things you would not even think are possible. To be open to possibilities, right? That's a really good thing. Hey, love you guys. There is no class next week. I have something precious to do, and I will do it. And yeah, no class next week. It's August. There's a thing about vacation and a thing about, something I want to do, and it's Friday, so I decided, yeah, I'm gonna take my time and do it. It's a good thing. Hey, it's going well, this process. Peace.